Peace and love, and thank you. Peace and love, and thank you, Brother Kellen, for inviting us here on your show today. And we are the Unapologetic Nomads. My name is Michelle.
I'm Aaron.
I'm Ayla.
Yes, and we are a family of travelers. We are unapologetically nomadic, and we've been traveling for quite some time. And I know you have questions for us, so definitely by profession, I'm an educator. And
yeah, I do graphic design, 3D animation, and things like that. I do a lot on the computer. I'm gonna just say that I do a lot. Yeah.
Yes, and I learned editing from my wonderful husband, so video editing, and we have the wonderful Miss Ayla, who is also a student and an artist.
Yes.
Yes.
I do awesome. Art.
Hey, it's Kellen, and today on Diversified Game, this is going to be a real treat, especially for those of you who always say, Kellen, when's the next trip to Africa? Where can we go to Africa? I was put on by this YouTube channel by my sister, India. She gave me the game on it, and Michelle, Aaron, and Ayla says she wanted to leave America because people suck. You guys will see her shirt and you'll put that together. But they're going to give us the game and show you why they're unapologetically nomads, why they moved to Zambia. I can't wait to get in this conversation because their YouTube channel, links will be in the description, is beautiful. And they're giving you guys real game you can use. Welcome to the show, family. How y'all doing?
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you for having us. We're excellent. How about yourself?
I'm blessed by the best always. We got health, we got wealth, and we can't complain. I want you to get in your brain though. Sorry if this sounds like a rhyme. I'm from East Oakland, so it's gonna sound like, you know,
right.
what it sound like? Yeah, you know, there's many lives that I done left. But I wanna know, going to Africa, my wife is from Cameroon. So for me, my audience knows I have some investments there. We have, you know, home we can go to. I'm a Sierra Leone citizen, thanks to, you know, the country of allowing us to open up those doors through AfricanAncestry.com and YouTubers like Dynasty Mir, who put us all on game. But can you talk about whose idea was it first and how did you get everybody else on board? Because I know, you know, one of y'all were like, Africa, you know, why? So give us the game, how that came about.
Well, something about me and my wife, we always had a natural attraction to Africa. Like even when we first met, like when we talked, you know, we always had an interest in going to Africa. My wife asked me in 2015, she had got a job offer to teach in the United Arab Emirates, which is the country where we're at now. And the United Arab Emirates is situated where it's like real close to Africa. You know, it's like 3 hours you could get to Egypt and things like that by plane. So while we were in the United Arab Emirates, we always talk like, yo, let's go to Africa, check it out, you know, and show, because we always wanted to show people like the good things of Africa, because we hear stories about things. And we, my wife had a vacation from her school and we traveled to Zanzibar. And I let my wife go ahead because I don't want to take up the whole story.
That's cool. So our first visit to the continent was Tanzania and the beautiful island of Zanzibar, which is paradise. Yeah. We went there for spring break, and we had a break, and we were there for a week. And needless to say, we didn't want to leave, but you know, we knew we would be coming back. And long story short, we have been to Zanzibar now probably 4 or 5 times now, you know, in the course of our travels throughout the years. But beautiful, we were blown away. We're like, we're really on the continent of Africa, you know? Yeah. Ever since I can remember I was in high school, I always said, and my brother always reminds me of this, he said, you always said you were going to touch down on the continent. And definitely meeting my husband, and who is also a traveler at heart, it was just just having that connection, being able to have something in common, and knowing that we wanted to travel. We both always were like traveling, even in the US. So knowing we both wanted to travel, And it's that made it so much easier. We just linked so very tightly. So going to Tanzania, then from there, we just kept going. We wanted to see more and more and more of the beautiful continent of Africa. So definitely we've been to how many countries now? Wow.
Maybe 8.
Maybe 10.
And when we go to countries, we stay there for a while. It's not like we're just there for like a little week or something. Like we stay 2, 3 months, 4 months, 6 months.
Right, we try to wait out the whatever they give us for a tourist visa. We use that, so we want to really, really experience it. It's hard to go somewhere and just do people do a normal, like a little vacation, a couple of days. No, we want to actually submerge ourselves into the culture, meet people, try different foods, learn the language if we can, so that's important to us. So that's who we are. And we love it.
I need you to explain this to people, because my kids are homeschooled, but they have their own teacher virtually, right? COVID showed us how we could all do that, but that was always one of our plans. Can you talk about, because people will see Miss Aylin say, but what about the kids? They don't have any stability. They won't have any friends. And Aylin, you can give them the game on if you feel like, every moving like you guys are moving, if you feel, you're missing out on anything. But people don't believe me when I say my kids are actually getting the best education, being able to move and groove. So talk about that experience so I don't look like an alien to everybody else who's doing this lifestyle.
Yeah. So like the first thing you said, homeschool. So you do school online, just like anyone else would do school, same thing. And a lot of people, like you said, have seen that through COVID. A lot of kids ended up being homeschooled. So they saw how that lifestyle was. So that's one side of it. And then the other side is you get to actually see things for yourself instead of just being taught through like media of what a place is. Like example, remember I had that lesson. It was a history or world history lesson
class.
A world history class I had, and it was talking about different countries of Africa, and then we had just finished visiting those countries. So I had the lesson, and I was like, I just went there, so I could. They were just teaching me about the country. I'm like, well, I already know half of this because I was there. So it's like you get taught a lot. Just overall, you really get taught a lot. Yeah.
And tell them your age or your age range, Miss Ayla, because I have about to be a 13-year-old, and people swear, well, once she start getting into, I say, ain't no boys, ain't no nothing. I mean, I'm gonna let you know when you're ready for that. So what age? You feel me, Pops? Right? You feel me? You don't got to worry about that. In Africa, it's bride price anyway, so they got to come to me directly. But what age are you, so people can kind of understand and get that clear?
Yeah, I'm 17. So.
Okay, so you really ain't no boys. Nah, Pops got to go. We're gonna finish school, maybe learn how to fly a plane or whatever else you want to do. You tap into that. Plenty of time.
Yeah, the funny part is Ayla, she's like at that age now where she's real interested in boys. I mean, she always like been interested in boys, but it always been like a long distance kind of thing with Ayla. Because we live as nomads, so we move around a lot.
Yeah.
So like, that, and plus that ain't gonna happen anyway. Like, she's too young to be like with somebody like that. But she had long distance boyfriends and stuff, you had your little heartbreaks and stuff like that, just growing up and getting strong as a young lady with different situations.
Got you. Yeah, I throw that out because there's plenty of time for that, but you travel in the world, enjoy. Can you tell the people out there, how can they work? Black folk here, a lot of us are seeing a lot more money than our parents have seen, that our grandparents have seen, but we're still sometimes living like hand to mouth. You guys have gone and you are getting it, in other countries. How do you guys budget for that? And do you have a course to show other people how to do that? Because I know people tell you, it must be nice, like you just hit some billionaire lottery.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we work hard, definitely just like anyone else, work hard for everything we have, I think we have had numerous webinars teaching people, which a lot of people have attended, which that's been great in the past, showing people how to travel on a budget. You know, you can't be living above your means and then think you're going to travel the world. There's certain things you have to scale down on, you know, trying to live lavishly. You can't do that if you're trying to be a traveler. You know, it's one thing or the other, you know, so. And we do have a book that is we're working on together, so that'll be out soon. But definitely, we have had those webinars teaching people how to travel on a budget, be smart about your travels. Simple things like getting rid of a lot of clothing. You don't need to travel with 15 suitcases. You know, try to minimize it to like 1 to 2 suitcases per person. You know, and that means ladies getting rid of a lot of shoes and things like that, accessories. But you know, learning how to adjust to it. A nomadic lifestyle is very specific. It's very minimal, you know, minimalistic types of, you know, lifestyle, and just knowing how to do that if you really, really want to just experience life, enjoy life, and travel. Because that becomes your number one thing, you know, not so much, oh, do I have all these clothes and buy a suitcase or that kind of thing, or
And the other part of that is you know, with online businesses and online hustles, that's what you got to tap into, because when you go into Africa, finding a job there is really not a good mindset to go to Africa with. Right. You know, most of the time when we go to Africa, we go to invest, or, you know, we go to make certain moves, you know what I mean? But to go there thinking you're going to get a job, that's not really going to sustain you like that, because so many people here already need jobs. Right. But if you find your online business or online hustle, or a way that you can make money enough to sustain yourself, that's where it's at. You know, so, you know, we always talk about building your social media presence and things of that nature, you know, and that's really the first step, building up your social media and just finding other ways. With this AI things are kind of changing now. So, you know, you really have to do your research out there, but there is ways to make money online.
Right. And we do believe in multiple streams of income. So not just getting money, just example through YouTube. There are other things. We have businesses outside of this platform that we actually do as well. I write educational content. So I do have a story, and I write and create educational materials and contents for teachers and homeschoolers and whatnot, and sell those things as well. So I'm doing pretty good. So
we sell ebooks, different things like that.
Okay, and again, all the links, you guys, I'll give it to the channel. You can bother them, but just don't expect to get all the game for free. YouTube might be for free, but you got to support, especially if you like this type of lifestyle, because this is something that we see more and more people doing. And I'll let you talk about, you know, you said Zanzibar, and, you know, I seen you, you know, and Uhaligani, you know, everybody who speaks Swahili, but you guys have also been to, you know, Ethiopia. Salam to y'all. Amasaganalo. We love y'all in Ethiopia. But can you talk about that money exchange when you get to a place and you say, woo, we are rich?
Money exchange is definitely nice. Like, if I go to like Tanzania somewhere with like $50, I could eat the whole week just on $50 alone. I could eat, us three could eat the whole week. You know what I'm saying? We could go out and get a meal for like $3 US and be cool, you know, for the whole day. We could spend like $3 a whole day just on eating, moving around, transportation, getting a bajaji, which are those, like those tuk-tuks out there. They be like 50 cents. 70 cents, stuff like that, real cheap to go from place to place, go to a beach. The life is real easy. It's not real fast paced. A lot of times we see people like coming from the big cities going to different countries, and they all over the place, you know, and they get stuff done. Don't get me wrong, but in a lot of these countries, you don't even have to be like that, you know, because everything is slow paced. So they'll eventually slow down, because you'll see that they be moving real fast, but the people there are so slow, you're not going to change them. No. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to change them. But coming back to the money does go a long way. It does go a long way.
In some countries, you can live really nicely off of a couple $100 a month. You know, outside of like maybe renting somewhere to stay, accommodations, but definitely eating, transport. Yeah. Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
How do you deal with, getting a rent? Because in some countries you have to pay the rent, a year in advance. Some places it's 6 months. How do you guys go about negotiating? Do you wait till you get there, or do you go do some recon beforehand and then you'll say, okay, we'll move in, a month and we'll come back? Like, how does that work for you?
A lot of times we just wait till we get to a place, but we look for the deals. We get an Airbnb when we first get there. Then we go around, meeting people, being sociable, finding the cool people. If we have to go to I don't know, a lot of people hit us up because they know it's from social media, so it might be different from other people. That's why I say build up your social media, connect with people also on Facebook. A lot of people in Africa on Facebook. So you just hit them up. I'm coming to your country, show me around when I get there, whatever, however you want to do it. And they'll be glad to show you around because people are really cool, cooler than what you think. So I lost my train of thought. Where was we at?
Oh, how we
Oh yeah. So like we'll meet somebody cool and then we like, yo, can you help us find a place, to rent or somewhere? Also, you can look on Facebook.
That's true.
Facebook has properties on there. You go like, say I'm going to Burundi. I could go on their Facebook and look up Burundi houses for rent. Yeah. And then I'll find some rentals there, hit them up and then go see the house. If I like it, hey, it is what it is. We make a deal and it's like that. And it's better to do it like that than to do it in a way where you're going to a place, before you talk to them with messages. And a lot of people get you, especially if you're American. So that's why I say meet somebody first, get cool with them, and then have them help you out because a lot of people try to up that price on you.
Yeah, that does happen.
Yeah.
And you guys do things that I can't get certain clients to do. I mean, you guys will play with the lions, them beautiful bull horns. You get so close to them. The adventure part of it is so unique. Especially with Black YouTubers, a lot of Black folk ain't fooling with no lions. Or trying to get. I remember first time we went to Ethiopia and we went with the client, and the videographer was like, "Hey, you see the bulls on the street? Like, yeah, but they're peaceful. I've ridden a real bull in Texas. We're not tying stuff around its, manhood and making it angry. So these bulls are you good? You're straight. Don't worry. Can you talk about like doing stuff like that? Because I know you got some family who call you say y'all crazy. You got some lions. Those are lions. Talk about getting, I guess, decolonizing the mind and just trying new adventures.
Yeah. Shoot. I mean, when you travel, your mind opens up a lot. It expands and you become very open to trying new things, new foods, and doing things like that, petting a lion. So, I mean, I always wanted to pet a lion, though, ever since I was little. So when I got to do it, I was like, yay. I was excited, actually. Most people would be like, what? You're excited to pet a lion?
Yeah.
It changes you into a different person.
Yeah. I love cats, though. Yeah, so that was cool for me. I loved it.
Soft.
Now, these two right here, they scared me when they did. I don't know if you saw the gorge jump. Oh, I think I lost it. My stomach was in my feet. The gorge jump was just like, she jumped face first off a cliff. Yeah. He jumped backwards. I'm like, are you kidding me? I couldn't do it. I have a fear of falling. But yet I zip lined for like, I don't know, 300-400 meters. But, like the falling thing for me is too much. But like,
that was crazy.
The cats, easy. Lions, I love cats. And but yeah, the gorge jump, that right there.
Yeah, I gotta say, I think we're adventurous, but I think we went a little too far with that gorge. Because like after jumping off that ledge, and even watching her do it, now it's hard for me to go up escalators. I'm scared of like elevators, everything. I don't like going to the second floor.
That was like, my baby.
Oh, that was terrifying. Yeah.
The only thing between you and that ground out there is a rope. It's like, oh no.
Yeah, that was scary.
Yeah,
That messed me up.
that was
Well,
fun.
with all these adventures, is there a way, you know, for the audience, because you guys are almost at 100,000 on YouTube, and it's gonna get there and go beyond. Are you going to be doing any tours or saying, hey, meet us here, and then we'll also show you investment property? It's something that we've been able to take 90 plus people, and you see the tears and the crying. And I just want to see more and more tours like that, because we see the writing on the wall in America. And, you know, soon folks will be jumping over that border to Mexico, talking about, no, let us in, viva la Mexico, you know, let us in. But, you know, any plans for that in the future?
I can say yes, we see that in the future. We're working on some things, so definitely we can see that in the future. Might not be immediate, but yes, we definitely working on some things. Definitely.
And I know you said you had a book you're working on. Is there any other type of community give back that you guys are doing or plan on doing?
Nothing that we have right now. Yeah, we kind of, you know what, to tell you the truth, man, we do our YouTube for fun. You know, it's not something that we put a whole lot of extra thought in, where we make it a, you know, this whole big enterprise, which probably wish we should, you know, because I think that's, you know, the smart thing. But we're like, over this last couple of years, being the YouTubers that we are, you know, and it happened kind of like by not trying, you know, like we didn't have a focus on, oh, we're gonna build this up, we're gonna get this many subscribers, we're gonna do this, you know, it just sort of start happening like that. So like the business part, the give back and things like that, those are actually good ideas that we probably should add to our to what we are doing, you know. So thank you for that information. You know, I'm gonna definitely look into doing something like that so we can do that, because we don't have everything figured out. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times on the business side of YouTube, you know, we do need more like ways to make money, or more ways to give back and things like that. Yeah.
Well, I see, you know, and I don't know how many folks you guys have been able to collaborate with, but that's a real big thing with YouTubers in Africa, no matter where you're from, when people start, you know, coming together. And it doesn't always have to even be the Black YouTubers, because people like Mark Weens will, if he can catch you, if you can catch him in a country, and he grew up in Africa partly, they'll connect. And then other YouTubers like Drew Binsky have exploded because they were on Mark Weens, or when people get with Walter Maya, Mr. Ghana Baby, or, you know, the African Diaspora News will be in Ghana in October for another group trip. But, you know, whomever it is, I can see it, because y'all have something. Now, one of your give backs, I'm just throwing it out there, when your baby leaves, y'all gonna be bored. That's what they tell us in Leah. I don't think we're gonna be bored. Maybe there's some future adoption. If y'all are listening, you say, man, I'm 14. Hey, I'm ready for adoption. But that's when she leaves. I don't know. I'm a helicopter parent, so ain't no leaving until, you know, I go by
we're not pushing her out the door. We're definitely looking
yes.
at some things, maybe in the future for the youth. I could see that, because our focus is always to inspire the youth, and the next generation is very important. As an educator, even as a family, it's important to us to make sure our babies understand that they do have a choice, that they can do what it is they would like to do. You know, they put their whole heart and mind to it, they can do anything. You know, we're just that powerful, you know. So I truly believe that maybe doing something for the youth, I could see that. Definitely inspiring them and letting them see that life is not just your block. It's not just your state. It's not just your country. The world is vast, and there's so many things to see, and there's so many possibilities. So that I can see, definitely something we can work on.
Definitely. Is there any consulting? Because I know you said you have the courses, you know, in the what we maybe call a real job of teaching. But are there any consulting, and what's the range? Don't give the exact number, because 5 years later somebody will call you saying, well, you said it was this much 5 years ago. I know prices change, right? Any consulting, because there are people who are going to Africa and they're not getting consulting, and then the government's flying them back while taking their passport, saying, you know, don't go home until you pay us back for that trip. So what is that range on consulting if you have something like that? Because everybody needs a consultant, and you guys are like the perfect folks. You're living it, and they're just not in Africa. They're going to Sri Lanka, United Emirates, they're
Yes.
going to Malaysia, you know, so they can consult on many of things. But if there's a package or a range, please let the people know.
Yes, we actually do travel and relocation consultation. So it is on our website, unapologeticnomads.com, for 30 minutes, $100 US, for an hour, $200. And, you know, some people might say, oh, it's expensive, but so my time is very valuable. You know, there's so many people that we are able to, and we're able to help and still are helping, and just feel great about that. But also our time, we have to, I tell anybody, you have to value your time. But definitely that's the range we're working with right now, and that you can find that on our website right now as we speak. Yes.
Well, let's get it clear right now. If anybody in America or Europe or Australia says that's expensive, especially here in America, I want you to look at your lashes, look at your nails, look at your bill at the bar you just spent. You know, the fake Coach in Balenciaga, you spent more than that right there in New York. So I don't even want to hear no po mouthing, because you've already wasted that probably today. You know, maybe even eating at Papa Do's. So yeah, I'm talking about y'all, because that's what I do. I gotta let you know that's it. It's not expensive here when gas is. Some of y'all got cars that, you know, you put more fuel in that because you had to have that big one, you know.
And you get real, you know, real information, and it's not something we just gonna cover. So you ask us a personal question, you're gonna get the answer. So it's not just, oh, I'm just gonna give you, you're gonna have a really nice consultation face to face with us via Zoom, get to talk to us, ask us as many questions as you like, and get the answers that you need. You know what I mean? We give you straight up what it is, you know, whether, you know, we feel like you might like it or not, you know. So giving you the advice that we think you definitely need before you travel or go to different places. And also, if it's something we can't answer, we also include in our consultation of finding that answer for you and making sure we get back to you within a few days.
And also, like, if you go to countries that we've been to, you know, we also hook people up with people that we know.
Exactly.
You know, like in Zambia, we hooked up a couple who did our consultation. We hooked them up with a brother over there who's real connected, you know, and I think they have a business going, and they got, you know, their transition is real smooth. So we do more than just, you know, tell them and talk and things like that. You know, we actually hook them up with contacts and things like that.
Absolutely.
No, that's beautiful. And this, I think, last question I'm going to ask, and it's for all of y'all individually, but it's something that I see, you know, there's the passport bro movement, there's the passport king movement now. There's, you know, the Black women who've been going to Italy in the Christian industry. Don't worry, Mama, I'm not going to say your name, who've been going to Italy for decades before we were born, doing whatever they have to do. Can you individually talk about, I know you, Aaron, they're trying to, you know, you can have a second wife out here. Man, I'm not trying to die early. But can you talk about that? You know, for your wife, American woman in Africa, I've seen it where I'm like, man, my wife is African, but you know, oh, you live in America. They see a transaction, they see a bag. And then for the 17-year-old, my goodness, I know somebody has already said, you know, I got a son over here. You know, he's King of Zamunda, Zambia, and everything else. But talk about individually how you've dealt with that. Because people, you can go find love. You can go find yourself a problem, and whatever else is in Africa. I got one brother, 52, never had kids, talking about he wants 10 kids, so he needs more than one wife. You ain't had one wife in 52 years. Relax. So individually, if y'all can answer that, how that's been, and just, you know, some advice to those who want to travel, but we don't want people to come back sick. We don't want them to come back with babies they can't take care of or ruin their relationship that they may or may not have. However you want to cover that, I'm gonna shut up.
Man, I will always say, you know, your family is first. Just don't do nothing out of pocket to destroy your family unit, you know, because that's always first. And home is where the heart is at. So, you know, like, yeah, it's a lot of temptation out there. There's a lot of temptation everywhere. But you have to be strong within yourself and just stay focused on what your real goals are. If your goals are investing or finding your thing to do in Africa, let that be your goal. Don't let nothing sway you. If your goal is finding 10 wives, go out there, do what you got to do, because that's out there for you too. You know, I can't knock nobody what they do, but just keep your family close and your family there and keep that number one. Yeah.
Right. I just say to people always, like, don't do something that you regret, down the line. So always think twice before doing anything. Don't do anything you, like I said, you will regret, because and then also we have our young people looking at us. So always know that there are millions of eyes watching us, and they see everything we do, and they're not dumb. Young people are not dumb. They're very, very intelligent, and they're very impressionable. And you always want to be the change you would like to see in the world. So I know it sounds so like a quote, a cliche, but it's true. We have to learn how our actions do affect people directly and indirectly, whether they're around us or not. You got your mom and your dad looking at you. You got your nieces and nephews. You got everybody looking at you. And a lot of times, sometimes we do certain things, we become instantly a role model. Not saying we choose to be. We become this role model because of the things we're doing that people are like, wow, I wish I could do that. Wow, I love them. You know what I mean? So if you're impressing upon people based on what you are doing, you want to kind of watch your step. You know what I'm saying? Because one misstep and wow, you've lost a whole lot of people who are looking up to you. And a lot of people have damaged their names doing things they shouldn't be doing out there. Stay focused. Like my husband said, if whatever your goal is, stay focused and handle your business. Take care of your family.
Mm-hmm. And we got, last but not least, give us the game on young people they're trying to hear it too. Like,
yeah.
Some ballers out there, and I might not have to work ever again. But
young people follow your art, but of course, like, stay smart, know what people are on, but do what makes you happy at the end of the day. You got to do what makes you happy. You can't please everybody, but you got to do what makes you happy, but you got to stay smart at the same time. It's rough. This generation is a lot on our backs. It's a lot of layers, but gotta fight through it. Gotta stay focused, figure out what you want to do in life, what makes you happy, who makes you happy, who is for you, cares about you, everything. Yeah. You gotta keep them people close, because it's rough, these streets.
Mm-hmm. Another thing, can I add, please? When you come to Africa, or anywhere you go, don't romanticize it to the point where you're stupid to just being street smart. You know what I mean? Because there's people out there who you're the lick. You're the come up. Understand that. So whatever you do, you are the lick. You are the come up out there. Yeah. So, be aware of that as well. Now, that's not with everybody, but a lot of times it is. You know what I'm saying? Because you got people over there, in some countries, not all making like $50 a week or a month. Sorry about that. And that's good. $50 a month is good. So when you come over there, they see you throwing all this money, you throwing $50 to eat or $50 at the bar, you to come up, you to let. You understand what I'm saying? So, just be aware of that's out there. And, there's a lot of wolves in sheep's clothing and things of that nature. So whatever you do, do it, keep your street smarts with you. You know what I'm saying? And just don't be too flashy and also too giving with the tips and all that, because that could backfire on you as well. You know what I'm saying? You too giving, you become the ultra lick when you start doing that. So just be careful what you do.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's really for y'all in California, my hometown, because wherever y'all go, y'all gotta just show everything. Come to Florida, come to Texas, gotta buy that one house with two. So please.
Yeah, and it's okay, we don't have to always be flashy everywhere we go. And what I've learned in life too is that a real person with real money, you will never know it. Been rubbing shoulders with millionaires, you never know it, because they don't have to really prove nothing to you. You know, you got to prove nothing to you. They have what they have what they have, you know. So we got to learn to tone it down a little bit. You know, we don't have to go all over the place. And there are good and bad people everywhere, not just on the continent, not in it's everywhere, every continent, every country. They're good and bad people. So just kind of, you know, be aware, watch your circle, the people you're around, and you know, just be careful.
And that's everywhere. There's
That's
genuine
everywhere.
people out
It's
there
everywhere.
that think you got people who's
It's everywhere.
trying to get you. But
Everywhere.
yeah.
Real talk, real talk. Only time to be flashy in Africa, y'all, is when you walk into the Golden Tulip or the Kapinski, jump in that $10,000 shower. It's the only time that you got to flash. Besides that, look local, buy clothes and food off the street. Just make sure there's food, because you don't want to be like me and catch E. coli because your friend gave you snails and you don't know where they came from.
No.
Yeah. But that's, you know, I had to tell people. My wife tried to warn me. I didn't listen.
But we
you guys.
I'm sorry. But we have met some fantastic people on the continent and everywhere we've traveled, in every country, and just enjoy this journey. And it will continue, but definitely shout out to all the wonderful, beautiful people all over the world that we've met, even on the continent. Definitely a continent.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. I love it. I don't want to give them too much game because y'all got a whole YouTube that they can binge watch, check out, and the best is yet to come, you guys. So make sure, if you do nothing else, you share this game. It will change somebody's life. Y'all be blessed.
Are you tired of the rat race in America? Are you ready to visit the motherland to relax and rejuvenate? Are you ready to explore all that Africa has to offer? Then check out the brand new Diversified Game Academy course, Prepare for My First Trip to Africa. Are you worried about being able to afford the trip? We got you. We will show you how to travel either on a budget or as a baller. Learn how to stress the value of the USD. Did you know that 100 United States dollars is worth over 1,000 South African rand, or 10,000 Kenyan shillings, or 54,250 West African CFA? Are you worried about taking your kids? Get the game from Kellen Cash, a bona fide world traveler, having traveled to almost 20 countries, several of those in Africa. Get the game on taking your kids on their first trips. Learn how to find the best tickets, get the visas, and plan your own adventures in Africa. Don't let Eddie Murphy have all the fun. Plan your own coming to Africa trip starring you, produced by you, and featuring you. If you are ready for a life-changing experience, sign up for our course today, Diversified Game Academy. Get prepared and purchase at diversifiedgame.com.